Everywhere you journey to in life has a past, and while many of them may be pleasant and positive, there are just as many places with brutal, dark, and even bloody pasts that many say retain that dark energy to this day. Those places are what some would consider to be cursed, and the following places are those that you should never attempt to visit. Here are 10 cursed places you should never visit. Number 10 is Liya Dona Creek. There are hidden, remote locations in California, which used to be part of Old Mexico. Today, backpackers and others in the know warn others not to stray into those areas because they are simply cursed. Numerous travelers who have been unlucky enough to visit the wrong stretches of Trabuco Creek near San Juan Capistrano have run afoul of the Liya Dona. Liya Dona means the weeping woman. She's the vengeful spirit of a woman who murdered her own children and is cursed to walk the area where she committed the terrible crime. Unaware backpackers have wandered into her territory and paid the ultimate price. Rumors persist that disappearances in the area are directly attributable to the terrifying weeping woman. Of those who have escaped, they've been shaken to the core and warn all others to stay away for their own good. Number 9 is Scott's Hut. Scott's Hut is found in Antarctica, the most desolate but deadly place on Earth. But despite being so remote, Scott's Hut is reportedly cursed, and while some have been brave enough to visit, many warn not to go there at all. The hut was built in a place called Cape Evans in Ross Island. It's made of wood and was to serve as a base for operations for Robert Falcon Scott's fatal mission to reach the South Pole in the early 1900s. While Scott and his team made it to the pole, they all died on the way back. In fact, there is a cross that exists outside the hut to honor the dead. Since then, that place has been plagued by footsteps, voices in the bitter winds, and even a plane crash back in 1979 on the same island which killed all 257 people on board. The entire area is cursed, and it's said that the ghosts of perished explorers are drawn to that area. Number 8 is the Podolski crater. The Podolski crater is a huge landmark in Siberia, Russia, which baffles scientists. Many believe it has a paranormal origin and is cursed. The crater is a large mound of shattered limestone blocks and measures 160 meters across and 40 meters high. The origin of the formation is a complete mystery, with scientists recently ruling out an asteroid impact. It was discovered in 1949 by Vadim Kolpakov by accident. The locals had directed him in that general area as they wouldn't enter it because they called it the Devil's Place, a name it continues to have to this day. Stories abound by people being afflicted by something in the ground making them go mad. Theories range from a UFO impact to the crater being dug by a secret Stalin death camp, but those living nearby know that the place is cursed and is not to be taken lightly. Number 7 are hanging coffins. Throughout China, a strange custom of hanging coffins from very high places was once popular among the indigenous peoples there, and some now believe that the locations of the dead are cursed. Many of the coffins have since been discovered, with some dating back centuries. 131 of them were recently found in 2015, carved into a rock face over 1,200 years old. It's believed that those buried in the coffins are less likely to haunt the living when placed into a cliffside in this way, but stories abound of vandalism and other desecrations of these graves. Such upheaval has resulted in angry spirits, which encourage visitors to throw themselves from the cliffside. There are also accounts of people visiting the hanging coffins only to find that one of the spirits has followed them home, just to cause havoc in their lives. Number 6 is Dudley Town. Dudley Town was once a small settlement in Cornwall, Connecticut. It thrived in the 1740s, but since it was abandoned in the 1800s, many have come to believe that the entire area is cursed. The remains of the town lie in a valley known as the Dark Forest, given its name due to the strange dark shadows which cast from the surrounding mountains. Not much has survived of the original town, just a few cellar holes and fragments of structures, but what does remain is the town's infamous reputation as a haunted hotspot. Numerous accounts claim that the remote location is home to terrifying creatures and demonic apparitions. While the official account states that the area is closed to the public to protect it from vandalism, many believe that because of the evil that lurks there, it is simply too dangerous. Number 5 is the Lumsden Mansion. Some paranormal experts believe that locations absorb the terrible acts that are committed there. Many then experience these horrible events in the form of dark, brooding moods. As such, these stained places can become so marred by tragic occurrences that they become cursed. This is the case with the Lumsden Mansion in Cheshire, England. In 2005, successful lawyer Christopher Lumsden killed his wife in their bedroom. Lumsden used a knife to murder his wife brutally, though he was eventually found to have diminished responsibility and talked about the killing as though something had influence over him there. Ever since, the house has laid empty. Its long grass lawns are overgrown, its windows boarded up, and locals now believe that the house is so cursed that anyone who moves in will suffer a similar fate. Number 4 is the Shawnee factory. Many believe that a series of accidents at the Shawnee factory in Knowsley, England, are the direct result of the place being cursed. An investigation into the accidents found that between the year 2000 and 2010, there had been 22 separate major accidents. These included an explosion releasing toxic gas, the pollution of local rivers with a strange white liquid, and 2 workers being pulled into a machine and ground into pieces. In June of 2011, there was a fire which spewed toxins into the atmosphere, affecting 18,000 people. During the cleanup, a demolition expert was killed trying to remove damaged parts of the building. A second fire broke out in 2012, resulting in the factory finally being shut. The ground has been sold for development. However, many people refuse to go there because the place has been cursed by an unseen evil force. Number 3 is the Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. The Lake Shawnee Amusement Park in southern West Virginia was abandoned in 1966 and has remained derelict because many people believe the place is cursed. It's easy to see why so many people avoid the park, considering its macabre history. The park was built on an old piece of Native American land, which was the site of a bloody conflict during the 1700s. This conflict resulted in settlers' children being kidnapped and burned alive. In the 1920s, a few rides were built on the site, but a little girl died in an accident on a swing, and soon after, a boy drowned in the amusement park's swimming pool. Several more have died through the years until the park was finally shut down for good. Now, the rotting rides stand as a testament to those who died, and many believe their spirits walk the grounds, lamenting their cursed fate. Number 2 is the Halloween Pen. There is a strange tunnel in Scotland which is cursed and has the sinister name the Halloween Pen. It can be found in the Maryhill suburb of Glasgow. Some think that the tunnel is part of an old abandoned railway network, but it was actually carved through a hill to let sheep herders move their cattle. Various stories abound about the tunnel's haunted history, including the tunnel being the gathering point of a secret satanic group which would carry out a dark ritual each Halloween. Several people have died inside the tunnel and at its mouth. Some of those people died from stab wounds, and others were found to have overdosed. Occasionally, a light can be seen inside the tunnel from a distance, which some believe to be the light from candles used in an ongoing satanic rite. And number 1 is Ola Island. The island of Ola can be found off the coast of Italy and is the site of a powerful and enduring curse. During the 18th century, the island was home to a mysterious hermit who was referred to by the locals as a wizard. After his death, a villa was built there by a man called Hans Braun. In the 1920s, Hans' body was found wrapped up in an old rug. Following this, his wife drowned. The next owner fared little better, dying of a heart attack on the island. Then another owner went mad and committed suicide, as did the son of a subsequent resident. Other tragedies befell Paul Getty, who bought the island only for his grandson to suddenly die. No one is quite sure of why the curse prevails, but the villa has remained empty for some time, and few are brave enough to live there for fear that the curse will consume them as well as their loved ones. Thank you for watching, but we're not done yet. On your screen, there's 2 more videos that you can tap to check out right now, or if you want to check out a list of all of my most recent videos, you can tap that little iCard in the corner of your screen. Other than that, take care of yourself and sweet dreams.